What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. The first WNBA show of the 2024 season, man. Y'all know I had to bring my guy through at Chris B. Cappinn. Make sure y'all go follow him on Twitter, on YouTube, all this shit, man. It's X, but it's still Twitter, man. I'm a OG type of guy,
Me
man. I ain't
too.
trying to, you know what I'm saying? It's shit, Twitter. It's always gonna be Twitter, man. You still send out a tweet on X, so shit, it's Twitter. But what? How are you, Chris? Everything cool with you, my brother?
Yes, sir, Jay. Everything good, man. We were just talking about a bad beat I had yesterday with the Connecticut Sun team total over against the Mercury, but we got the Mercury on the second leg of a back to back today. And what happened in the past is in the past, man. We always trying to push forward and figure out a way we can make some money in the W. Because I do feel like, especially at the beginning of the season, we're gonna get,
Yeah.
it's gonna be some value in some of these lines, and the books haven't caught up. So if you've been, doing your homework and your research and watching these games, then you sometimes you got to jump on them early, but there's some ways to get paid in the W for sure, Jay.
No, that's a fact there, man. The W it started off pretty well, man. I must say it. I don't. It's like 10-4 or something like that. It's been the W that started out pretty damn good, man. So, like you say, it's just all about watching these games, noticing the patterns. You see what I'm saying? I didn't think that my shirt was gonna be blending in with the background in the background because it's kind of like olive, but it's definitely trying to blend in. But I'm gonna go. I love this shirt, man. I need this shirt in every color, man. I'm gonna have to hit the. Hey, y'all need this shirt in about 10 different colors. I'm getting all of them. But no, we ain't here to waste our time, man. We got 3 games. We're gonna talk some shit out in this one, man. Obviously, with Caitlin Clark and some other people coming to the WNBA. They're getting a lot more eyes on them, a lot more revenues. I don't know if you guys don't know, but they have charter flights now, so they're not on. You can't catch the WNBA teams in the airport and shit and waiting and delayed flights and stuff anymore like you used to. Cause like, oh, okay, that's the Aces right there or something like, you know what I'm saying? That's the who was it? Natasha Cloud. She used to hate that shit. That's the Mystics whole team right there over there sleeping at the airport. No, they don't. They got charter flights now, man. So it's really because of one person, but like that's a whole different discussion there. But we
That's a
got three
fact.
games. Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna talk about it, man. Let's get straight to it, man. The first game, let's go over to the streets of New York in this one. Liberty laying 14 at the house versus the Mercury in this one. Total sitting at 171.5. And Chris, I feel like we've seen them more back to backs this year as well with them having the charter flights. It's like, all right, bet we finna give y'all more back to backs and third game
Hell
and four
yeah.
nights and shit like this. So Mercury are on a back to back in this game. They went and got smoked yesterday in Connecticut. Liberty are one of the best teams in the WNBA. They're laying 14 here, Chris. Obviously, the Mercury can't shoot as bad as they did yesterday. You were talking about that one. Total sitting at 171.5. I know me personally, I lean to the over in this game, Chris, because I feel like obviously. So look, to let you know something about the Mercury, they don't have Brittany Griner right now. Obviously, she is the tallest woman in the WNBA. You see what I'm saying? So without her, they don't really have a center out there. So they'll basically run like a 4-guard lineup and then one kind of like, you know what I'm saying, one kind of like power forward or whatever. So they're heavy guard lineup. So that means the offense can be really good. That means the defense and the paint protection is going to be really bad. So that means Jonquel Jones, she's going to eat on the rebound. She's not really a scorer, Chris. Like she doesn't really like go to where she wants to. Not yet. You know what I'm saying? They might be just like playing possum and then really starting the ball towards the end of the season. But Jonquel Jones, she is the super tall in the WNBA as well. She should eat in this one on the boards, points down low, like putbacks. Breonna Stewart as well should absolutely feast in this game as well, man. So the bigs for the Liberty is their main advantage in this one. But like I say, the Mercury, they do have those guards over there. They got Kalia Copper up over there. They got Natasha Cloud over there. You see what I'm saying? Deanna Taurasi, she old as dirt. She might just turn it, just fade away into dirt. You see what I'm saying? But nah, but Mercury, I actually kind of like the squad. They need BG back, Chris. But how you looking at this game?
Yeah, they definitely need BG back, Jay. And I think, looking at the Liberty, I was on the Liberty in a bounce back spot against the Lynx on
Yeah,
Saturday after they lost to the Chicago Sky as outright 15-point favorites, and they smoked my money again. And that was bad. But situationally, Jay, they got they coming off 2 days rest here, so you had some time to kind of get things together in practice and kind of figure out, like they still priced as if they are the best team in the WNBA, but defensively they've really really struggled, man. And I don't think that they're gonna struggle in this spot, Jay. I think you're dead on with that over. The only thing that scares me a tad bit, and I do think we see some regression. We talked about this a little bit before, but the Connecticut Sun held this Mercury team to 1 for 27, I think it was, from the 3-point line. Worst shooting performance in WNBA history yesterday. I think they
yeah.
shot 3% or 5% or something like that. You never see anything like that. I think whoever hit the three, I don't remember who hit it. They came off the bench. But like I said, coming off back-to-back losses, I think we definitely get a very, very focused Liberty team here, Jay. I honestly, they haven't covered the number at home. They're 0-3 against the number at home. And the line makers are going to set that line so big that, that they can win the game and not necessarily cover.
Thanks.
If you've been watching the Liberty, they typically play well early. First quarter, they score like 27 points per game. They're the best first quarter team in the W so far. And then first half, it typically translated into them getting the first half cover as well. They're like a plus 14 in the first half. So first half, I think the spread is like 8.5, 8. And you would think that that's a pretty big number, but that's what they've been doing, Jay. I think, like you said, Jonquel being a part of this game is going to be big for them. And one thing I noticed, Jay, like in the last two games against the Chicago Sky and the Minnesota Lynx, they got bigs down there that can slow down Jonquel. Jonquel got in foul trouble in both of those games. She had 5 fouls in both games, and she finished with 8 points and 4 points in the last two games. Before that, in the first 4 games, Jay, she had double digits, 25, 14, 12, 25, 14, 14, and 6. So I think she gets back to her double type ways today. And I think, like you said, her and Stewie have the big advantage here. I'm not into laying a bunch of points with teams, like these super teams. But of back-to-back losses, that's the only way I would look. I think first half would be good. First quarter team total, I see Jamie put it in the chat. I think it's 24.5, 23.5. I think they go up and over there, Jay. And the reason why is the Mercury playing at the second fastest pace in the W. No Brittany Griner, so they run it up and down the floor. And the Liberty don't care. They top 5 in pace as well. Third in offensive rating specifically in the first quarter. So I think we see a ton of points early for the Liberty, and I think it's probably going to be often for this team. So I'm not going to play the 14, but I would strongly lean towards that first half, minus the 8.5, thinking that they're going to be up by double digits comfortably in the first half, and then that first quarter team total over for them to come out early and just go ahead and score 25, 26 points in the first quarter. So I like the Liberty early.
Might be 30 points.
Yeah.
So like maybe if I like the over, maybe Liberty team total over, because obviously the game probably not going to go over if they don't get over their team total. Chris, what do you see that Liberty full game team total anywhere?
91.5, Jay, is what it was this morning. Let me just double check it, see if it's moved in. I know the
total is going up. So the total in this game was 167 last night, and then I see it creep up 169. All right, this morning, boom, 170, 171. Now it's still money coming in on this motherfucker. Well, it's up to 172.5, 173. Like the money is coming in on the over. So yeah, so 172. It's only one more, 171.5, 172s. You got a 173 at Bookmaker, which is a really sharp book as well. If they move to 173, they taking money on that over.
92.5, Jay, is what that team total is now. And that's juiced at minus 120. So could this be a game where they score 100 points? Absolutely. Connecticut is a team that plays a lot slower, and they play a lot more defense than the Liberty do. So it makes sense that the Liberty going to get out and run. Like I said, this Phoenix team is playing at this. I mean, I watched them play against the Wings the other day, and they literally just fly up and down the floor shooting a bunch of threes. Like, and no paint protection, like you said, either.
Let me see. I think the Wings put up, what was that? 107 to
it was
107.92. Shit.
Yeah.
How you give up a 107 to the Wings without Savali? Without Savali.
No Natasha Howard, none of that, Jay.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Enrique had 40.
The Knicks finna put up the Knicks. The Liberty finna the Liberty finna put up 100 points on their ass. I think the team total goes over, but I think even more, like the Mercury ain't gonna shoot that as bad. Like, you know how it is, Chris. As a basketball player, when you that bad, the next night's like, all right, it's a whole different night. See what I'm saying? And the only other thing with the Liberty is they might lax a little bit with defense, knowing like when you can get whatever you want offensively, you don't have to play lockdown defense for what? It's still early in the season. The Liberty they have championship aspirations this year, Chris. I think they'll get it done this year, but that's a whole different conversation. But they land these high numbers. There's definitely gonna be spots where the Liberty win the game but don't cover the spread, specifically when a lot of the money is on them as well. I think those are the spots where they'll, you know what I'm saying, just kind of fuck around out there. But I know it does worry that they coming off of back-to-back losses, but once they see, okay, we can get whatever we want down low. what we need to play defense for and risk injury. I think this might be a track meet type of game. I do think Liberty team total over is probably a little bit better, but I feel like the over is going to happen as well, because I think that the Mercury have some advantages here as well with Natasha Cloud, with Kalia Copper as well, man. So we'll see what happens in this one. Maybe Yana Tarazi might even turn back the clock in this one, but I think this is a more of an over type of game in this one, and I respect that the line just keep moving up. It's moved up 6 points. You see what I'm saying? So I agree with the over in this one, but I can't say if you wanted to go with the safe one, probably could just go with Liberty. They're just on their team total over. Could be a trifecta, because Chris, if they come out and cover that first quarter team total over, they mean they're already set for the rest. They're already on pace. You see what I'm saying? They neither one of these teams finna really just slow it down. So you do worry about a little bit of blowout, but I think this is an over type of game in this one, Chris. Any other thoughts on this one before we get to the next one?
Yeah, I mean, Rebecca Allen being out, she was ruled out yesterday for concussion protocol. She already ruled out for today, and then so she didn't play yesterday either. The backup point guard for the Mercury, she is listed as questionable. So if she gets in, that's even more points as well. Rebecca Allen being out is less defense, because she's a defensive guard that came over from Connecticut. So with no Rebecca Allen, that to me that just screams even more over.
That's a fact. Yep. And I couldn't talk you off looking at Junquil. I know somebody put in the chat like double plus 185 or something like that. Brenna Stewart over there rebounds like this. That's where the Liberty have the main advantage in this game is down low, and they should definitely eat on the boards and get a lot of great second chance opportunities as well, like putbacks, all that type of stuff, man. Let's go over to the streets of Washington. This one, DC Mystics getting 3 points at the house versus the Dream in this one, Chris. I did take a loss on the Dream in the last game. Man, the Lynx been hot as a motherfucker. We finna talk about them.
We are.
The Lynx won a back-to-back with travel, third game in 4 nights. And I'm like, man, the Dream finna take care of business. They got smoked. They got smoked. And so the Mystics, it worries you. So the Mystics are taking money here. So the Dream opened up at like -5, -4.5, -5. It's been bet down. You see what I'm saying? Part of it could be like, hey, the Dream they hadn't obviously been playing well, Chris. I still think they got a solid team though. Like I like their coach. I think the Dream got a solid team. I don't know what the fuck they be doing sometimes. Then they never come out in games first quarter, first half. Never. Whenever they do win, it's a fourth quarter like comeback or late third quarter. They can't cover a first quarter, first half for their to save their life. So we might just have to notice the patterns, Chris. We might have to like go, because we know the Mystics are desperate. I think they're tanking. I mean, obviously, once you see what Della Dunn sit down, it's just like, all right, maybe I'm gonna take this year off and we're gonna get a really good draft pick. You see what I'm saying? I think that's what the Mystics are doing. So it doesn't surprise me that they haven't won a game, but maybe they could come out with a little bit of desperation and at least try to do something for their home fans and come out in the first quarter, because they're just bad in the first quarter, but they are coming off a couple bad losses as well, Chris. What do you think about this game? Do you agree with the money coming down for the Mystics like in this full game? Like, do you think the Dream lose this game outright?
No, I don't think the Dream lose it outright, Jay. I think I like when I was looking at the line yesterday and I saw that 5.5 and I said, man, that does feel like a tad bit too many points to lay with the Dream, just because. And I probably should have just played it then. But now that the line's coming down, I do think that they're capable of winning the game. So the couple things that really stand out to me here, Jay. First of all, you got Atlanta. They are 1-3 against the spread. They failed to cover their last 3 games in a row. And granted, the Lynx they're a problem, Jay. But you can't lose to. Did they beat the Mercury or lost to the Mercury? They ended up losing to the Mercury.
They lost to the Mercury by 3 points, bro. In Phoenix, yeah.
So, but here's the kicker. There is Shakira Austin coming back. So Brittany Sykes is gonna still be out. Yeah. But Shakira Austin missed that last game. They lost by 32 to Seattle in their last game. So I think they're going to be super motivated early here as well. You mentioned the first quarter, but even in the first half, I looked into this. Atlanta is like a -4.5 in point differential. So for whatever reason, like you said, they don't come out and play well early in the game. Now, could we see that, go against that and think that it's not going to happen in this game? Potentially. I'm not willing to do that because Atlanta just Haley Jones. It's Haley Jones for me that she's underperforming. Like, I go in and look at it. I think Ron Howard is trying to be patient in the offense. Yeah, well, she's trying to be Kobe for sure, but she's trying to be patient in the offense. I feel like she's shooting less because I watched them play and I'm like, bro, she needs to shoot the ball more. Like they're trying to get Tina Charles involved and Shanae Parker, Tyus. Like all of those are really good players. It's just something like they haven't gotten it together yet. But to your point.
Ain't Tina Charles old? Like, ain't she old? Kind of old?
She 34, 35, I think, something like that. She was She won the
Not
finals.
Diana Taurasi, not
Yeah,
Taurasi old, but
close,
she
man.
up there. Yeah,
Yeah,
she damn near
she
there,
definitely,
boy.
but she still can hoop too, Jay. Like she
Yeah,
can ball,
yeah,
bro. Like she's
yeah.
definitely been a a big piece for the team, especially since they lost Monique Billings, who's now in Dallas. But um, Shakira Austin coming back, Jay. I looked into this. So with Shakira Austin on the floor, their defensive rating is like a 96. But with Shakira Austin off the floor, it jumps to a 110.
Yeah,
They need her. We know how good she is defensively. The losses so far without Shakira Austin have come by 9 and 32 to Seattle the other day. In the games that she's played in, they've lost by 5, 7, 2, and 3. So it's
yeah,
been, two possession, one possession type games. I do feel like Atlanta coming off back-to-back losses should be super motivated here. And to your point that you made earlier, Jay, if you want to fade Washington, I think you do it for the full game
exactly.
because they've been terrible in the second half.
Yeah,
So Washington, these two teams start the opposite way.
yeah.
Atlanta can't start off hot, and Washington can't. Washington
Right.
typically run out of gas early. So I
That's a
looked
fact.
into it. Washington is the worst scoring second half team in the W. They're averaging just 36 points in the second half on 38.5% shooting, 25% from the three-point line, and they're -8 in net rating. So if they somehow cover the first half, which I think is like a point and a half now, I think you just take Atlanta full game if you want to get a better in-game number. But Atlanta money line would be the only way I'm playing this, Jay. You can get, I
Man,
think it's like
I really,
-140. I think Atlanta does win the game today. Now, do they cover the spread? I'm not sure, but I think that they win the game for sure.
so obviously, like the misses, they want to get a win. You see what I'm saying? But like, it's so if y'all watch this game from the Sparks, they were probably up by like I think they might have been up by like 10 points, 12 points. You see what I'm saying? Before you know it, it's a tie game. Like that's the type of shit you're gonna see in the second half with teams like the mid. Like they want to have the worst. I wonder if we can bet on who could have the worst record in the WNBA. Because like somebody should off there who's gonna have the worst record, or we might have to get like on some team total under
I was about to say, yeah,
win season total under.
fewest
Yeah,
team wins. Yep.
Mystic will be the worst team in the WNBA. Like they want the Sykes. All right, you know what? You can sit out a couple extra games. Like when you see them resting Shakira Austin, it's not even back to back. Like, come on, bro. You see what I'm saying? But at some point, they're gonna want to win. Nicola likes Mystic to get their first win. Hey, the Sharps, I've been on them because it's been getting pounded down. It's even at 2.5 at a few spots. But me with the dream, like I do think this team has like playoff aspirations. You know what I'm saying? They're not coming off back-to-back losses, but they lost versus the Mercury. Then they came home, won versus the Wings, which was a comeback win at that. And then they got smoked versus the Lynx, which obviously the Lynx are beating everybody right now. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'd be surprised if the Dream lost this game. I know that the Mystics gonna come out hungry, like we're talking about. We know this in the past. This has been a script. Mystics come out first quarter, first half. They lose the full game. What did the Dream do? They come out slow. I don't know if they've covered the first quarter, first half this whole fucking season. I mean, I don't have time to look at it right now, but the games that I've been looking at, they have not covered a single first quarter or first half, man. You see what I'm saying? So I think this is a Dream full game spot. If you like the Mystics, you take them in the first quarter, you take them in the first half. That's the absolute top spot there for that particular team. Asking them to win is just not something that I could bet on. I'm sorry, my guys. I'm sorry. But yeah, I was thinking that same shit, JB. Mystics first half, Dream full game, double result. I was thinking it, I didn't say it. Plus 600. It's worth a sprinkle there. I think that's worth the sprinkle there, my guys, to be perfectly honest with you. What you think, Chris, real quick before we get to the next?
That's the script, Jay, like you said. And you kind of expect it. One thing you told me a long time ago, Jay, is that you don't really want to fade these teams coming off a humongous loss. Like Seattle smoked they beat the shit out of them the other day. They beat them by 32. So you think that Washington's going to be super motivated, and they typically play their best basketball in the first half. But we do expect the Dream to get it together, especially after the way that they performed the other day against at home against the and I don't know how much you can actually chalk up them losing to the Lynx. Everybody losing to the Lynx right
that's
now.
A fact. Man, we finna talk about that.
Yeah,
let's get to that. But I think that's because usually that double result is mainly most of the time it'll be like plus 400, plus 450, plus 500 at the max. I'd like to know where they giving that 600 at, JB. Let me know where they putting that plus 600 at. You see what I'm saying? Because that's worth it. You see what I'm saying? I definitely think that's worth it there. But let's get over here to the Lynx, man. What's going on with the Lynx, Chris? Lynx here getting 4 at the house versus the Aces. This line opened up, I believe, at like -6, -5.5, 6.5. Yeah, 6.5. So I saw that. I'm like, all right, so now the books are starting to catch up. Like, all right, maybe we don't need to be, because shit, last year Aces fucking around me laying 10. Yeah, they
on the
laying up
road.
digits every night. So now it's just like now people starting to catch up. Like, oh, okay. What's her name? I'm forgetting her name. I'm blanking out right now. The point guard, Chelsea Gray. Chelsea Gray. So now they start to notice. All right, maybe this team ain't just like that juggernaut without Chelsea Gray out there. You see what I'm saying? This line has come down to 4. Lynx have been balling. They came off a spot where they were back to back, third game in 4 nights. I don't think all of them on the road, but it was definitely back-to-back games on the road with travel, whatever. And they end up getting it done. They went out there and smacked the Dream. Now they're at the house here, Chris. What do you think about this game? But they didn't cover 5 straight. You see what I'm saying? There's people that's just going to take them every single time. What do you think? Should we take the Lynx here to stun the Aces here?
Yep, I do.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I know they're gonna be a super public dog today. I actually bet it last night at +6. Yeah. And yeah, I mean they're showing me that they deserve to be in that upper echelon type class. They a +10 margin and point score per game. And I think the biggest thing for me, as far as the Lynx go, is just their defense. Like they're humming on defense, Jay, and the ball is moving. I think Elizabeth Williams, like not Elizabeth Williams, Elena Smith at center, bro. Her footwork is so impeccable. I watched her she killed the Dream the other day. And then you got Kayla McBride, Courtney Williams coming in there. We know Fee is probably gonna be an MVP. She having an MVP type season already, and their bench too. Like they're super deep.
I just want to say something about Nafisha Collier. She's one of the and no disrespect to any other player, because they would like for you to call them bro or something like that. Like half these WNBA players, they would, if you was like, hey, what's up, bro? Like they would like that. Like they don't even want you to call them ma'am or nothing. But that's what I'm saying so many things, but trying to put it nice or whatever. But Collier is actually like a woman. Like she's married.
Feminine. Yeah, she's feminine.
Yeah, she's feminine. You know, she's like maybe 1 to 5 or 10% in the WNBA. It's like actually feminine. And she's a fucking baller. You see what I'm saying?
She's a hooper, dog.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to say
player.
that.
Yeah,
shout out to Collier.
Probably my favorite player, Jay, so far. Yeah. So all right, so getting back into this. So 4-1, like you said, 4-1 straight up. They probably should have beat. I don't know if you was watching that game against Connecticut. They probably should have beat Connecticut too. Nafisha actually got called for a foul on DeWanna Bonner that wasn't a foul at all. She called it bullshit after the game, and I don't know if she ended up getting fined for it or not. But they ended up losing that game by 1 point to Connecticut Sun that's still undefeated. So 5-0 against the spread, like I mentioned, +10 in point differential. Back-to-back wins. They already beat the Liberty, cut the Liberty. They chopped the Liberty up. And we haven't seen the Aces on the road yet, Jay. Yeah. So granted, the Aces have first road game. They are 1-3 against the spread. So the numbers just keep coming down. Like them point spread just keep coming down. And honestly, it wouldn't surprise me. I know that they probably gonna, bring a really good effort here. But the one thing you've been saying this since last year, Jay, me too. The Aces are not deep. Like their bench. Mm-hmm. Their bench they're not deep at all. Outside of Chelsea Gray being out, they also go be without Kirsten Bell as well. And she was one of the most experienced players that they had coming off the bench. So now you're relying really heavy on Kelsey Plum, Jackie Young, Asia Wilson and Kia Stokes, which they can be better defensively. But that's another big part. So as I transition, Jay, the Vegas, when I look at the difference between Vegas last year and Vegas this year, is their defense. They're the worst defensive team against the 3-point ball in the WNBA. They're allowing teams to shoot 42%, like the worst. They worse than the Fever from the 3-point line. So if you go through and look at their games, a lot of them have been trending towards the over, and it's more so because they haven't really been showing up defensively. They're giving up 85 points, and this is a Lynx team that's only giving up 78 points per game. So if you're telling me that I can get 6 points, it wouldn't surprise me if they won the game outright, Jay. Honestly, because I don't think the Lynx can roll over.
I feel like if you're taking Lynx here, you're taking them to win. Obviously, it's a little different for you because you took the 6 last night. But even if I'm taking them +6 in this spot, I feel like, all right, do I think they're gonna win? Because with them, the odds of it, which it is pretty possible, because WNBA, they'll have some close games. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of variance. That's why a lot of people don't really like to bet it. It's you never know what the fuck you're gonna get. But this is how I'm looking at the game. And I don't think the Aces are the best team in the WNBA no more. I'll tell you that right now, especially without Chelsea Gray. But even with her back, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think they're the best team in the W anymore. But without her, they're definitely not. They can be laying 18 points and shit like that. They lost outright to the Mercury, laying 14. That line opened up at 16 and then got bet down to 13.5. And they lost still an outright. And it didn't surprise me. You see what I'm saying? Well, a little bit, especially with them having a little bit of size advantage, but I do know what's the coach name, Becky Hammond. I do know that they probably gonna look like, damn, Minnesota. They better than us right now. You see what I'm saying? We need to get on their level. And so I know how Becky Hammond thinks. I know how the Aces think, and the money is against them here. Like you said, that you know what I'm saying, Lynx might be one of the public dogs.
For sure.
The Aces are the perfect team to fade when, specifically this year, when all the money is on them. You're gonna fade them. They're kind of like the Chiefs. They're gonna be like the Chiefs this year. When all the money is on them, they're not gonna cover the spread, especially when they're laying double digits. But when it's against them, like it is today, I think the Aces might show up here, man. I didn't bet it, because I'm scared of the Lynx. I'm telling you that right now. I've watched them. The motherfucker ball. And Courtney Williams, we know whatever team she go to, they're going to have grit. You see what I'm saying? We know they have a really great coach. Collier's a baller. I mean, you still got Kayla McBuckets over there as well. Like you said, Helena Smith, right? Ain't her name? She been balling. Like, this team has been balling, but I'm looking for the Lynx. I'm waiting for the Lynx letdown spot. Like, here pretty soon. Like, they 5-0 against the spread. You see what I'm saying? I'm waiting for them to get smacked, and obviously the Aces have won 9 of the last 10 versus the Lynx, but I do feel like the Aces coming to this game, like, they do have some advantage. Obviously, I mean, you still got Kelsey Plum, you still got Asia Wilson, you still got what's the other one name? What's the dark skin one with the hair? Let me just see real quick. What's the dark skin with the hair?
Jackie Young, Kelsey Plum.
Jackie Young. So they still got you 3 different players that can go for 20. So it's going to be a little bit tougher for the Lynx this time around. Like, you're not going up against a team that's got 1 or 2 players or that you could shut down, or like a Dream that's a soft-minded team. The Aces are still – they know that they've been playing bad, and I feel like this could be the spot where they look at the Lynx like, let's step up and try to play a real deal game here. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna lie, I do lean to the Aces here, minus the 4. You see what I'm saying? So it's definitely a contrarian fave, and it's not many times that, like, money goes against the Aces where the line get down like that. That's just me though. I do lean to the Aces, but like I say, I can't fade the Fever, right? I mean, I can't fade the Lynx right now. They're playing at a really high level. Even when you win in back-to-back spots like that, like, you know what I'm saying, you come into play. But I do lean to the Aces in this game, and I'm not gonna lie, I'd be surprised if they lost this game. That's just me personally though. It's just me personally.
Yeah, Jay. I think I had a question for you. I forgot what it was though, but from I agree with your point, and I'm thinking like how Jay gonna look at this game, because I know you miss the fade the Aces whenever you get a chance.
Yeah,
like,
that's a fact.
You always go try to be on your own island. They laying 18.5. You like, give me that 18.5, and most of the time you cashing with them. So it makes sense.
It was on the Mercury too. That time that they lost when the line was there. So I had got plus 15, but even down to 13.5, like, that was a spot. They lost outright, and it didn't surprise me one bit there. It didn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, no, I thought about that, Jay. I think the other thing that really comes into play, because I think Becky Hammond definitely gonna have she gonna have her girls ready to go. This game to me kind of feels like, you remember last year when they were in the finals against the Liberty, and they limped into that game. They weren't supposed to win, and they still won that game.
Please don't remind me, Chris.
I was on Liberty too.
Oh my God, bro!
I was on Liberty too.
Talking about when Chelsea Gray first, when she went down, right?
In the game, the closeout game. Yeah, the closeout game. Yeah, they weren't supposed to win that game. So that to me gives me this kind of vibes, right? When you think that and granted they're not dogs, but like you said, it is a pretty small point spread. I think the depth though that the Lynx have come into play here. So I didn't mention that, but I do think that they're the far much deeper team. You're gonna need all 3 of those.
They got Dorka back too. They
got Dorka Juhas. Yeah,
they
came back. Yep. And they just hooping right now, man. So I don't want to fade them right now. It is gonna be spots to fade them, but I tried to fade them the second game, Jay, after they beat the Storm. I thought the Storm was gonna come back and beat them in the second one.
Yeah, I was on that too. I was on that. That was my first WNBA law. I had started off like 5-0. And then I took Storm first half and full game, and then they came back and went to double overtime and had a chance, because I had just had them on the money. They could have won that game by 1, but like I say, that's also like the Storm are a pretty good team, but the Lynx, they're gonna start. They're a great team, but all right. So let me ask you this: in their order, like, where do you think they're at? Like, as far as like the best, like I ain't even asking for who you think is first or second, but like, who do you think is do you think the Lynx are like the 3rd or 4th best team in the WNBA? Like, where do you think they're at? 3rd, 4th, or 5th? It's got to be somewhere around there.
I would say 4th, Jane.
Behind Sun?
I think I mean, definitely
Connecticut.
behind the Sun. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
Sun got dogs, like, and
yeah,
they got that veteran presence too. I'm not fading
yeah.
Alyssa Thomas and DeWanna Bonner.
That's
I've
a
seen
fact.
them come up too big and way too
Yeah,
many games, and they got a bench with Ty Harris. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm not fading them. So it's them, the Aces, and the Liberty up there as well. And you can figure out the order however you want to. We only 4 or 5 games into the season, but I think they definitely have established themselves as being the best 4 teams in the league so far,
Okay.
which to me is a tad bit surprising. But you got to throw Seattle in there too. Like Storm got to be in there
That's,
somewhere. Like, and the Storm got a big win as laying at 2.5 yesterday. I
once
don't know
the
if you watched
storm,
it.
once the Storm figures shit out, I do think the Storm are probably the third or fourth best team in WNBA.
So
So
somebody gonna have to drop.
I'm gonna say the Lynx are at 5 because I really think
Lynx
that they
is
coming out right now and their defense is really surprising people, like the way that they're playing, the way I'm saying, the new players and stuff. The Lynx are ballers, but let's just say when them starting out 4-1 and 5-0 against the spread is a little bit surprised. Let's just put
I
it that
agree.
way.
I agree.
Let's put it that way. You see what I'm saying?
I agree.
And I don't think it's sustainable. I don't.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like I don't want anybody to get injured. But one injury to them, it might fuck everything up. Right now, everything is clicking right now, and they're surprising teams. But let's get up out of here, man. No, it's a
Might
great
you like the
game.
Thunder, Jay? Might you the Thunder at the beginning of the
That's a
season,
fact.
Orlando, right?
That's a fact. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a fact.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to find a way. Like, how could we possibly profit off the Lynx, like a win season win total over or something like that? You see what I'm saying? Because they're exceeding expectations right now, man. But
That's a
Chris,
fact.
what you like today, my brother? What you like today?
Yeah, I'll go with so I did take the Lynx plus the 6 last night, like we talked about, and I think that they get the job. Like I think they could potentially win the game outright. If I'm betting the Atlanta game, I do like them probably full game. I know the money line is a little juiced to like -140. I think is the best line that I saw it. I know Washington due for a win, Jay, but I'm not I'm not thinking they're gonna beat Atlanta off a loss. So I like Atlanta on the money line. And we go back to that New York and Phoenix game. I like New York to come out like guns blazing early. First quarter team total over 23.5, 24.5. First half spread -8 all the way up to -9. Because like I said, I do think they're winning by double digits. And this defense that they play against today, especially for Jacquel Jones, like they don't have an Elena Smith down there. Like they don't have that person that's gonna stop Jacquel Jones. So coming off back-to-back games where she didn't got in foul trouble, I think the Liberty, just run it up today. I don't think, especially with Rebecca Allen being ruled out about an hour ago, I think Liberty come out and dominate early. I don't know what they do in the second half because I can't trust their bench quite yet. But I think first quarter, first half, especially off back-to-back losses in a super motivated spot, I think Liberty first quarter, whether you want to play the spread, play the first half team total, first quarter team total, I think all of those are pretty good looks as well. But officially, I did play the Minnesota Lynx minus the 6, and I probably gonna get there with Atlanta as well. Probably be a smaller play, but I think Atlanta wins.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. And if I'm liking the dream, then I'd probably sprinkle on that plus 600 as well. Halftime, full time, the double result. Mystics, obviously they got to win the halves. You see what I'm saying? They have to win the first half, so they can't even be a tie. With that double result, they got to be up at the end of the first half. The Mystics do, and then you need the dream obviously to win. Like it can't even go to overtime. They got to be up at the end of the fourth quarter. So it's a lot built into that. But plus 600 is a little too long of odds. I feel like that's worth a sprinkle there. But yeah, I do heavily lean to the dream in this one. You can't be out here if the dream are who I think that they are. You can't be losing to the Mystics here. You see what I'm saying? But we know the Mystics gonna come out. They pissed off. They got blown out. But like this one's more on the dream, in my opinion. Even with Shakira Austin in there, and they're still not that bad of a defensive team. Dream, like their offense has to wake up at some point. But I think the spot that was speaking to me when I'm looking at the card is Mercury and Liberty to go over the total, man. Obviously, the line has just kept moving up, but I agree with it because I think that the Liberty can get whatever they want down low. And I also think that the Mercury are going to have a lot better scoring output in this game as well. We know that the pace is going to be there. So I would go with over 171.5 with the Mercury and Liberty over. But like I say, if you really just wanted to hone in on the Liberty, I do think they scored 95 plus in this particular game. Like if the Wings put up 107 first season, motherfucker, the Liberty shit, they might put up 110, 115. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't be surprised Liberty put up 100 points here. They should. I'd be surprised if they didn't. You know what I'm saying? So
I agree.
yeah, I think Liberty team total over is probably the best, the top of the top. But I do think the Mercury put up a fight here with their 3-guard lineup. This total goes over. Lean towards a dream. The script has been with them. They come out really slow, first quarter, first half, and then they push it together late in the third quarter and have a really great fourth quarter as well, man. So let's see if the script holds to that one. Should be Mystics first half dreamful game, and then I do lean to the ace. It is like one of those like spots where you get the super public team and then now everybody's off of them. You see what I'm saying? Well, it's not even it. People on the Lynx, and I understand why. Like, it's really hard to go against the Lynx right now, and I'm not betting them against their ass. You know what I'm saying? Until I see them get back down to earth. But I do think that today they could go up against a championship style type of team and really, you know what I'm saying, might run into a little bit of a wall, man. But we'll see what happens. It is Ace's first road game, and they're going damn near cross country as well. But really great slate, really great talk as well, my guy Chris, man. I got to get out of here. I got to go do the Action Network. Got to go do a couple of shows for them, man. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If y'all like the show, if y'all like the info, me and my guy taking time out of our day, you know what I'm saying, to do the show for you guys, give you some WNBA looks, giving you some insight, teaching y'all how to fish. Y'all hit the like button one time for the one time, my guys. Let's get some cash. Hope y'all have a great day, and we will see y'all tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. Let's go. We out.